Negotiators have kicked off a fresh round of talks over Iran's nuclear program in Vienna, seeking to salvage the agreement on Tehran's atomic ambitions. Officials from world powers and Iran are meeting in the Austrian capital for the first time since March, when negotiations, which began in 2021 to reintegrate the United States into the agreement, stalled. A senior EU official said on Thursday progress was being made on some of the remaining obstacles, including guarantees that the United States would not scupper the deal by going back on its word in the future.
3 more ships carrying grain and food items have set out from Ukrainian ports under a recent landmark deal, according to Turkey's National Defense Ministry. The first of them, Panama-flagged Navist, departed the port of Odessa for Ireland with 33,000 tons of grain on Friday, the ministry said in a statement.
Taiwan says Beijing's fighter jets and ships have crossed the median line that runs down the Taiwan Strait as part of its latest military drills, calling China the evil neighbor next door. China has been holding huge drills encircling Taiwan, which Beijing considers as its own territory, since Thursday to protest this week's visit to the island state by U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
North Korea made preparations for a nuclear test during the first 6 months of this year, according to an excerpt of a confidential United Nations report seen by Reuters news agency. Work at the Punggye-ri nuclear test site paves the way for additional nuclear tests for the development of nuclear weapons, independent sanctions monitors reported to the UN Security Council North Korea Sanctions Committee.
At least 13 people have been killed and 35 others injured when a fire broke out at a nightclub in Thailand's eastern Chonburi province, a police official said. The cause of the fire is still unknown and all victims so far have been identified as Thai nationals, police said on Friday.
Turkey and Malaysia can contribute significantly to solving regional and global problems by working together in multilateral forums, Turkish foreign minister has said. Writing in an exclusive article for the Malaysian daily, The New Straits Times, on Wednesday, Mevlut Cavusoglu expressed hope that his visit would pave new avenues of cooperation and strengthen existing ones, and hailed long-standing and promising cooperation between the two countries. Cavusoglu was in Malaysia between August 3 and 4 at the invitation of his counterpart, Saifuddin Abdullah. In the piece, he expressed hope that his visit would pave new avenues of cooperation and strengthen existing ones and hailed long-standing and promising cooperation between the two countries.
Russia has become India's third-largest coal supplier, thanks to big discounts offered for the commodity, overtaking other major producers, Reuters reported on Thursday. India's coal imports from Russia jumped to just over 2 million tons in July, the agency said, citing data compiled by price reporting agency Coalmont, which constitutes a 10% month-on-month increase. Russia was previously the sixth-largest coal supplier to India, with Indonesia, South Africa, Australia, the US, alternately featuring in the top 5, Reuters says. Following the sanctions imposed by European countries, Russia has been struggling to sell its coal and is offering hefty discounts. This comes as a boon for the Indian buyers as they increase procurement of Russian coal at a time when there is shortage of domestic coal in the country, Coalmont said in a release published earlier this week. Most of the coal arriving from Russia in July was thermal coal, 1.4 million tons, and coking coal, 0.29 million tons. Historically, India imported more coking coal from Russia. But in July, Coalmont notes, the volumes of Russian thermal coal, which is used to generate power, increased dramatically, rising by 55% month-on-month and 500% year-on-year.
Army chief reaches out to UAE, Saudi authorities, discusses IMF program. Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa has spoken with the authorities of the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. The International Monetary Fund loan program reportedly came under discussion and positive development is expected for Pakistan soon. It comes days after Nikkei Asia reported that Gen Bajwa appealed to the United States to help Islamabad secure an early dispersal of $1.2 billion in funds under the IMF program to avert the risk of debt default. According to the report, the Army chief reached out to the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman on a phone call, Sources from both US and Pakistan revealed to the publication's correspondent Wajahat S. Khan, on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly.
Be aware. With the World APN Broadcast Service.